Hello everyone. In honor of Julia Child's birthday today, we're going to make her very famous and her favorite cake, the Queen of Sheba cake. So here we have 4 ounces of chocolate. Here I used bittersweet chocolate. In Julia's original recipe, she used semi-sweet chocolate. And to that, I'm going to stir in 2 tablespoons of espresso. Okay. And just give that a stir. So in my KitchenAid, I have 2/3 cup of sugar and 1 stick or 4 ounces of unsalted butter, room temperature. And I've mixed that until it's nice and light and fluffy. And let me just show you that. So here is my bowl, and here is my beautiful sugar and butter. And now I'm going to whisk in 3 large egg yolks. So here is our 3 egg yolks that have been whipped into the butter and sugar. And now I'm going to add my chocolate. You can see how beautiful it looks. And now we can add 1/4 teaspoon of almond extract, and we'll also add our 1/3 cup of almond flour. Mix that together. And in this bowl, I have whipped up our egg whites. They're the 3 egg whites from the 3 egg yolks. And I whipped it up with a pinch of salt and just a scant 1/4 teaspoon of cornstarch. When it became soft peak stage, I sprinkled in 2 tablespoons slowly of granulated sugar until the egg whites are nice and stiff and glossy. So now I'm going to just put a small portion in just to loosen up the chocolate before I start adding cake flour. I have here 3/4 cup of cake flour. I'm just kind of folding it in and loosening it up so it can take the flour. So now it's a little bit looser, as you can see here. And now let me fold in, and I'm just going to use, it's already gone through a strainer, but I'm also going to use this small strainer just to pass it through. And we can fold in our flour, and then we will fold in our whites, and we'll do this until both the whites and the flour are incorporated into the mixture. I have my oven preset at 350 degrees, and I have my rack in the center of the oven. And this is going to bake for about 25 minutes, and this cake is an 8-inch cake pan, not a 9-inch. And it's really nice because it's a small cake. This is our 8-inch cake pan. 1.5 inches up on the side, and this will serve about 6 people, so it's a nice small cake. And then I'm just going to fold that in. That is the last of our egg whites. Okay, our batter is ready. Let's put it into our pan. I did put a piece of parchment at the bottom. If you don't use the parchment on the bottom, you want to butter and flour your pan. You just want to smooth this out. So this will go into the oven at 350 degrees for 25 minutes. Okay, our cake is done, so about 2 inches in, you want to check the cake and make sure that it's completely clean, which it is, all the way around. And you want the center of the cake to just jiggle just slightly right there. So I know this cake is done. We'll let this cool for about 10-15 minutes before we take it out of the pan. And once it completely cools, we can dust it with some confectioner's sugar, and we can serve this delicious cake with either some vanilla ice cream or some creme anglaise. There you have it. So I ran this knife around the cake pan, all the way around, just to loosen the sides before removing the cake. I'm going to remove it onto this is quite hot, onto this cooling rack, and we will let it cool for an hour or so. Let's just take the rack, put it upside down, and flip out the cake. That's our 10-minute timer. And here we go. You just want to peel back the parchment, which makes it nice and easy. And now we will just let this cake cool completely before we go ahead and slice it. Okay, our cake has cooled, so now I'm going to take this plate and put the cake on the plate, tip it upside down. Here we go. And then we can dust the top with a little confectioner's sugar. I'm just going to take a knife and cut a slice. I think you can see how moist it is. That's the way it should be. And we will serve it with some vanilla ice cream. And there you have the Queen of Sheba cake by Julia Child. Happy birthday, Julia.